Welcome back to A Toda Madre. It's your boy Rod Luz.
And Will, you know how it goes.
You know how it goes. We finally get to talk a little bit of WWE. Not really, because I want to talk in something in specific. So we'll just brush on the WWE stuff that we have missed, and then we'll get into the real topic of our top three matches. Because three of mine, three of yours can make it six. I know that you were not the biggest fan of John Cena. I know I was not the biggest fan of John Cena, but we have to give him his respect because he did fucking put 20 years of his life to this beautiful company, this beautiful art that we call WWE. Now, we missed, so we saw Survivor Series, but we missed talking about it, leading up to it and all that. William, Survivor Series, graded.
I mean, it was alright. Did I watch it? I saw part of it on my phone. I didn't. I was working, but I saw the matches I was interested in being
Yes.
Dom versus John, and the men's war games. That's basically all I saw from Survivor Series. It was from what I saw. I mean, again, I was entertained. It was good. Maybe out of 10, a 6. I want to call it. Just because again I didn't see all of it, but I wasn't interested in it. I wasn't interested in the female world games. And again, I'm pretty sure Io Sky jumped off the top of the cage for the 13,000th time with a trash can, like it happens every single year. And I was like, you gotta stop doing that. It's old already. It's not impressing anybody. We already know it. That she could do it. I believe it was a girl fight as well. The Vaquer versus Nikki Bella. Which I was not interested in at all. So, I mean, the two matches that I saw, Don versus John, I think possibly might have taken the night because even the World Games match was pretty meh. It wasn't that, exciting.
There's one thing, like, I never thought big about about the Bella twins. Both of them, for me, yes, you can be a legend because you did your time, but you guys were not wrestlers. And when I see that Stephanie Vaquera has to go down to their level, it kind of ruins what Stephanie Vaquera is, a great wrestler. And that's why I can't wait for Lyra to get in the picture. I can't wait for Roxanne Perez to get in the picture. Even Rhea Ripley, who's pretty good, and Liv Morgan, who's decent enough. I'm like, but I don't know when is that gonna happen. Other than I think we're gonna get Raquel Rodriguez before we even get to Liv Morgan. So that is interesting because of where it's going. I was thinking that Liv Morgan was gonna be the one there, and it looks like they gave her a tag team, which I'm pretty sure they're working on a storyline, but we'll see.
I mean, last week, not this Monday, but the previous Monday, the way it ended off was with Roxanne and Raquel with the titles, and that was like aiming towards, hey, okay, well, there gotta be a tag champions, if it goes in that direction. And Liv Morgan was by herself, meaning she's gonna be the world champion. Matter of fact, last Monday they had Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan confront each other. So kind of like totally. And then all of a sudden, this Monday you have Raquel out there instead of Liv.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, okay. I'm like, maybe Raquel loses, and then it's like, oh, Roxanne, it's my turn now instead of Liv Morgan, and that kind of like pissed her off. And then when finally it's Liv Morgan's turn, she gets to lose, and maybe there's turmoil. And instead of doing it with the guys, we're gonna do it with the girls. Who knows? But I kind of like this. I'm like, okay, it's not the same. Like I'm the leader, I'm like they're adding turmoil. I do love the fact that to me, I'm like that John Cena gave Dominic Mysterio his flowers, like three matches for him. He had the tag team, he had the loss, and he had the win. One thing that I do like is, like, in a way, that's like John Cena paying tribute to Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio that helped him when he was young. That he was part of that of that world of how he became the John Cena that everyone loves, except for us who got tired of his bullshit, and he still continued to bury what's it called? I don't bury talent, or como digo?
I bury mediocrity.
Oh, there you go. Going to his full run, I don't hate it. I just do wish we could have got in what's it called? John Cena, Doctor of Thugonomics back. You could have just given us that if you were gonna give us this week run. I'm like, and that would have been okay with the Doctor of Thugonomics. we did get the Doctor of Punkonomics, so that was pretty fucking cool. Something different for CM Punk.
I mean, it was very different, and obviously he still kept it to his core values of drug free and all that.
Simon,
All
Simon.
that,
Yeah.
you know.
And let's touch on this one before we jump into the wrestling matches. Obviously, if we get a chance, we'll talk about WrestleMania later. But right now, do you see this Seth Rollins, this Austin Theory, this Chris Jericho, this who else can it be? Another what's his face? Not Obafemi, the big tall black guy. ¿Cómo se llama? Otis? No, Otis. Almost.
That is not almost.
It's not almost? Okay.
No.
It's not Chad Gable?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you this. So WWE could play either way they want with it. They could be like, "Hey, it's really Seth Rollins. Really, it's really Seth Rollins." But they're just gonna keep the mask on until Seth Rollins is clear to return, and then finally he takes off. They could go that route about it. Like I believe both times they've used two different people from Survivor Series to Monday Night. It was two different persons. It wasn't the same person because of the height status or whatever. Like if people have compared it online, like the height and whatnot, and one is shorter than the other, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I was firmly believing it was Austin Theory. I still do think it's going to be Austin Theory. I think obviously him and Logan have something going on that we are not aware about. But I think it's Logan pulling the shots on Austin Theory. Like, hey, like you're going to come out, whatever. The vision has nothing to do with it. It's really Logan Paul who's the one bringing him out, basically.
Do you see? So you don't see if it's Austin Theory. Do you see him joining the Vision, or do you think that it's just Logan Paul and this guy doing something different?
I mean, I texted you that when it happened. I believe it's gonna replace Logan Paul because Logan Paul really is just a part timer right now. Yeah. He's been full time pretty much, but I'm pretty sure he's like, hey, he's gonna be your replacement, so you can go back to your YouTube, to your podcast, to whatever it is you have going on in your life.
There's the thing. Yes, you're right, and yes, you're not wrong. But we are in Royal Rumble season, and we are in Elimination Chamber season that leads into WrestleMania. So I don't even know if Logan Paul will do these 4 months nonstop. Because like after main event in January is Royal Rumble. In February it's Elimination Chamber, and then we get March WrestleMania or late April, late March, early April. I don't think there's another pay-per-view in the middle because usually we get 6 weeks of WrestleMania to build up. So I'm like, would this be the first time that Logan Paul does like a 4 month with him being all the time in there? If not, expect Braun Breaker to spear him and then the other guy joins. I wouldn't know. I'm like, if it says Rollins, it doesn't make sense for him to help out Logan Paul. If it says Rollins,
I mean, even if it was Seth Rollins, unless they're gonna play the storyline, Braun Breaker like speared me and that was all part of the plan. Because really, if it wasn't part of the plan, then Seth Rollins most likely would have attacked Braun Breaker as well inside of the War Games, not just CM Punk. So that's what gave it away. Okay, it's not really Seth Rollins, unless they're gonna play it out that way of it was all just just plan, part of the plan.
And the only thing that sucks about that is like I don't want to see Seth Rollins as a good guy. I'm like, keep him heel. When he's a heel, I like him a little bit better because I don't like that fool at all. Like it's just like I said, he's very snarky. He's not he doesn't do promos like a good guy. It's like Cody.
Right.
Cody again, he comes out like a big asshole. I'm like, bro, no good guy wears suits.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in this day and age, yeah, I guess we say that.
No, think about who wore suits when they were champions as a good guy?
I mean, you expect me to name someone on top of my head? I don't have anyone. But I'm sure there was a few. I mean, back in the era where everybody had to wear suits.
Like, no, that's right. Like, try to go back. Try to go back.
Undertaker, Dead Man. I mean, what the American Badass?
No, it was leather.
Technically, it was a suit. Might have been a leather suit, but it was a suit.
And he was a bad guy.
American Bad. I mean, I guess you want to see him as a bad guy. I'm pretty sure he was not a bad. I'm pretty sure
it was year and a half good guy, year and a half bad guy. Because I think he only did it for 2 or 3 years.
And then I guess
look at JBL, suit. Look at Kurt Angle, suit. Big Show, suit. Evolution, suits. John Cena, jeans. CM Punk, regular clothing. Eddie Guerrero, he put his cabana, sus guayaberas, y sus pantalones de vestir. But that wasn't a suit. He just tried to look good. The Rock goes into his fucking his sportswear.
Right.
And when he's a bad guy, he wears his suit. Think about it. When he was a final boss, he came out in fucking like in a band.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess, yeah.
I'm like, everybody. I'm like, people don't see it. I'm like, Cody dresses like a bad guy. He does promos like a bad guy, and he chose Roman Reigns over his friends.
Right.
I'm still rocking with Kevin Owens on that shit. I don't know how Kevin Owens was a bad guy somehow. That's bullshit. But
it's I don't know. It's. I think again we both been on the same page about Cody Rhodes. So the whole he shouldn't even be the face of the company, to be honest. But hey, to each their own.
And it's like usually okay. The way that we're doing it, right? I think John Cena's 45. He's passing the throne to a 38-year-old Gunther, right? He gave the throne to a 29-year-old Dominic Mysterio. So he's doing it the right way. When Cody beat Roman, they're both 44. I'm like, only one's part-timer and the other one's a full-timer. I'm like, but he can't carry the company for the next 5 years. I'm like, I know that they're molding Braun Breaker to be like this back. He's gonna be a good guy anytime soon with under Paul Heyman, and the best way to pass the torch to him would be through Brock Lesnar. Having them have Braun Breaker retire Brock Lesnar. That would be a beautiful way to build him up.
I think would. Well, no, I mean, I think what I believe will happen for a setup, maybe not for retirement, but I think the one they're going with the retirement for is Gunther. I think he's the one that's gonna be chopping down, retirement after retirement. In this case, John Cena,
legend killer.
In a way, I mean, you could say that. I mean, he's gonna retire John Cena this year, AJ next year, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be the one that retires Brock Lesnar.
He's not gonna retire Mysterio.
No, that's gonna be dumb. That's set in stone. That's not.
Let me guess. Dominic goes after Gunther's like, oh no, I'm the legend because I retired my dad. You only retired John Cena, which I beat 2 times, or I beat once, or something like that.
And he dethrones Gunther with the championship. When he's champion, he will take it away.
That's actually a really smart way to go about it. If he says like, I retired John Cena, he's like, yeah, but you got him after my second sloppies.
Yeah, I mean,
because he beat him for the belt.
He's not wrong. He did.
He beat the Grand Slam champion John Cena. That's who Dominic Mysterio beat.
And he beat him twice, I want to say. I don't recall.
No, the first he lost the belt. They lost the tag team, the triple threat tag team, and ¿cómo se llama? Then he won the belt. Cheating, like always, but they won the belt. So the main event is Saturday night main event is looking great. With you got the John Cena versus Gunther. If Gunther sleeps him, it'll be better if he makes him tap. Because I don't think I've ever seen John Cena tap. In 20 years, only 4 people have made him tap out. Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, and I forgot who was the 4th guy. There was a 4th guy, but he's only tapped 4 times. I'm like, if Gunther can make him tap out, I don't want to see him fall asleep because that means he leaves like a hero. I'm like, it would be great if he taps, like if he actually taps out. That'll be awesome.
Well, I'm sure he won't tap. I'm sure he'll actually
pass out.
Go to sleep. Pass out. And I believe that's how Goldberg went out.
Yes.
Yeah, he passed out. I'm pretty sure he passed out. I don't remember. Or
I don't think any of the good guys have ever tapped out under Triple H. Like if you're a main event guy, I don't think they tap out. I think they just they sleep.
Right. Yeah, I think so. So I think that's how he's gonna go out. I think he's gonna knocking out, I guess you could say.
And I do know that John Cena is gonna do his job. He's gonna job him. He's gonna. I wish he can beat him, but then what does that tell you about Gunther? Dominic beat him, but you couldn't beat him.
Yeah, I mean, basically, but again, I think we have a clear idea of how it's gonna end. It's pretty sure it's written in stone. Hey, you're sleeping, and that's it.
And then we're gonna have Oba Femi versus Cody. I cannot miss that. Pero again, I'm not the biggest fan of Cody. I love Obafemi, and I want to see if they're gonna make him look like a monster, even though it might end up in a disqualification. But I want to see if he still looks like a monster. And who else is on the girls?
No, the tag AJ Styles and
Usos, no?
no, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus
No, it's not. It's not AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. It's AJ Lee.
Versus J1 Evans and some other guy from NXT.
The fools from NXT. Yes. That's gonna be a fucking banger. It's gonna be a fucking banger. Obviously, they're gonna win. It's the AJ Styles, or pardon, AJ Lee, or Dragon Styles. I think Dragon Styles is better.
I'm sure if they were to become an actual permanent team, I'm pretty sure they'll call it Dragon Styles.
Because it does sound better.
I mean, they're not gonna go AJ Lee, obviously.
That would be amazing if they go AJ Lee.
They're not gonna go AJ, and then AJ Lee joins them.
She's the leader as a women's champion. So like I think there's one more match because usually they do 4 or 5.
For now, I think they have 4 scheduled, which is those 4.
I did forget what's because there's no intercontinental build-up right now. There's no U.S. build-up. Is there used? Maybe Ilya? Maybe no. Tag team guys?
No.
I think we. Oh no, that's next. That's this Friday. No, the Wyatt family versus the Samoan guys.
Pretty sure.
My family.
I haven't been keeping up with them, but I'm pretty sure it's this weekend. This Friday. It's not Saturday night.
They should have said that. Honestly, they should have done it for Saturday night main event. Like, give them a hardcore match or something. That would have been pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, I guess it could be. It's just, I don't know. The Wyatts are very underwhelming, in my opinion. They very are just there for mysterious, I guess you could say. But really,
for that you gotta blame the WWE because they're building.
100% WWE. I mean, obviously, when it comes to tags, I mean, it wasn't that long ago when we had this amazing tag runs going down in SmackDown, and now that was the Wyatts. It just, I'm not blaming it on the Wyatts. I'm just saying, it just completely disappeared.
It's like, how can you have your champions disappear? I know that they were on AAA, and they're gonna have a feud in December as well with the. I think they already had it, no? Con Mr. Iwana y con los Killer Clowns.
I'm not sure if it happened, but it was supposed to happen, yeah.
Yes, and I know that they were scheduled. I'm not sure if it happened or if they were scheduled in December. Y como se llama? And now that they have this, I'm like, you just gotta give us more like mass, give us more of them. They're the champions. Like, at least have them in the background or something because they disappeared for a good while. I don't know if someone got injured, but I get it. If it was one of the tag team guys that was injured, I get it. Why they disappeared. But if it was like, say, like el hermano, ¿cómo se llama? El Bolív. If he was the one who was injured, I'm like, it's okay. You're not even fighting. You're the one talking. You're the mouthpiece. I'm like, you can be injured and still talk. But I guess they don't want to pay injured fighters. And that's why they take them off screen. Before, they would keep them on screen. But they don't want to pay now. They want to be cheap asses. Now, let's get to the main event now. Well, actually, before this. So, Gunther sleeps Cena or no?
Gunther sleeps Cena. Maybe that's why they have 3, right? Because it's going to be 3 matches, maybe. Gunther sleeps Cena.
Wait, give me a second. You have to give your hot take now that we actually have it.
Well, no, that's exactly where I'm heading to, right?
All right.
Gunther sleeps Cena. Gunther sleeps Cena. That's it. That's how that match ends. Obviously, John Cena said himself he's not main eventing. Why is that? Because his speech is going to happen at the end of the night. Now, in the middle of his speech, that's when you hear the final boss and The Rock coming out. No, he's like, this doesn't end like this. Like, you and I, we have one more to go. No, so then they end up getting that 4th match as the main event between The Rock and John Cena, in which John Cena beats The Rock. He goes out with a win. He still puts Gunther over with the sleeper, and technically that was his retirement match, and that's it. But then they go one more unofficial match in which John Cena beats The Rock
on Saturday night main event.
No. On Saturday night, it's going to happen that same night because John Cena's going to stick to his word. Hey, I'm not wrestling after this. He's not. He said I'm gonna have these many nights. He didn't say I'm gonna have this many fights. So and the way he's gonna fight twice in the same night.
Okay, I like it because when you told me that originally, I thought you meant like at WrestleMania, like they would have that match at WrestleMania. Which I'm like, it's a better like okay, it's in WrestleMania. You get to say your buys, you get your 4 months off. But then again, I started thinking, I'm like, that's very insulting to the fans who bought tickets to the main event. Exactly. I'm like, because you're promoting it as your last match for them to pay, and then he has one more match after that, that would
Right.
be totally fucked up. But if they have it that night and The Rock comes out in ready to wrestle suit, like in his calzones and all that, and his trunks, I'm like, then I'll be like, oh shit, okay. I'm like, we got this. And we're gonna see if John Cena comes out in his jean shorts and just like a jersey instead of a suit. You know how he likes to always dress up
Right.
for real stuff. I'm
Right.
like, if he comes out in jean shorts, like, yeah, then I would be like, yeah, we're gonna get The Rock. Or I'm like, we might. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna see it because we might go to a concert. I'm like, so that's the only thing that I'm like right now. I'm like 6, 7. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's in the air right now. I might be going to a concert or not. If it's early, if it's early, then yes, I'm probably gonna see it. But if it's late, I'm not. I'm gonna be at the concert.
Who's concert?
Gerardo Coronel, Jerry Coronel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's gonna be at a nightclub. So yeah, that's a concert at a nightclub. He never
I
made
mean,
it.
I'm lucky. Well, obviously, I'm at work, so I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch it because I know I have my phone. It is on Peacock. I just gotta get some Peacock access to be able to like log in. But so I'm gonna be able to watch it on my phone, and it's only potentially just the first hour that I might be missing because I normally get home by 10. So that's when I'll see The Rock beating him up. But but it'll be my phone. I'm gonna drive home. Luckily, it's not next week because next week, obviously, I have my plan scheduled for next weekend with Avatar coming out.
Yes.
Gotta make sure I watch that.
Yes. You know, I lied to you about the Avatar thing. I'm gonna go see it. I just don't know if I'm gonna pay IMAX because the screen's only 30 feet. I thought it was
I
70
mean,
feet. It's 70 feet wide,
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
but it's 30 feet height. And I'm like, I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm used to Irvine, so I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'll be like me. I'll be disappointed. My kids would probably love it because that would be the biggest screen that they see it. But anyways, let's get to the top 3 matches of John Cena's career. It doesn't have to be the best. It has to be your favorite. That's how we're gonna call them. Our top 3 favorite John Cena matches. And I'll go first. I'll let you think a little bit more because I know that you were not the biggest John Cena fan. But my favorite is, and this is because I'm such a huge fan of him because of the Yes movement, and that's Daniel Bryan versus John Cena, SummerSlam, when Daniel Bryan beat him clean and broke his nose. If I recall, that was the same night. He won the belt, 1, 2, 3, and then of course, Mr. Randy Orton comes in and catches in his Money in the Bank, become a champion again. And the whole sequence is just that I love that John Cena finally put a talent over by losing clean. Because even when CM Punk beat him, Vince McMahon kind of ran in and it was an iffy finish. But with Daniel Bryan, it was a clean finish. And that match was great. I loved it, the wrestling technician and everything about it. And I liked it. I really did like it. Did it Was it fucked up that Randy Orton came in and cashed in his Money in the Bank? Well, it is because I was a Daniel Bryan fan. But at the same time, I'm like, well, that's part of the suspense. I'm like, and then we got our moment again later on with Daniel Bryan. But I think it was kind of fucked up that we have to wait longer for Daniel Bryan. But just the John Cena match, the wrestling, the winning clean, the finishing, it was Super Cena, and him putting him over is very, very memorable for me. And that's why it lands in my number 3. And even if the promos were not great for Daniel Bryan, because you know how John Cena, when he gets on his A game, he gets on his fucking A motherfucking game.
It's not an A game when you get spoon fed every single time. It's not an A game when you're gonna be burying every single time. So with that said, I will say I am John Cena's biggest hater, right? Let's go that route about it. Yeah, sure, let's give him his flowers, but why not? Let me go with my top 3, right? The only memory that I have with John Cena, only match I can remember, will be Big Show versus John Cena when he became the U.S. champion. Did he deserve it at the time? Yeah, because it was Dr. Thugonomics. I think at that point, we all loved him at that point. After that point, and he became fucking Barney and the Rainbow Skittles, at that point, that's when nobody liked him anymore, or at least we didn't. Again, I didn't follow it back then. I started following it again as an adult now. So I know I took maybe 20-year gap in between. So there's not a lot of things that I remember, but I do remember that match with Big Show and John Cena WrestleMania 20 when he became like the first time becoming champion. And starting to get his push.
And it was at WrestleMania. The feud was fun because even honestly, I think Big Show cooked them. Oh no, that was Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle cooked John Cena on the mic because Big Show. I remember he came out with his jersey, he came out with his flipped hat, and they went at it. And that's when what's it called? Big Show said he's like, your penis is not bigger than my pinky or some shit like that. So that's how he cooked them. I remember that he did win with his chain. That's how he won. He dropped at that time DFU, and I think we all started. Well, not all, because he did have funds. I want to say that we started disliking him, the ones that we disliked him, after the Marine. Because after the Marine is when he changed his style. He wasn't the rapper anymore. He was on the Fruity Pebble. Well, not even Fruity Pebble yet, because he was getting there. He was getting there because he was wearing white. But that's when he stopped wearing jerseys after the Marine. So this is like very around. I want to say like 2007 around there, and even the Marine wasn't that good, to be honest. I like 12 rounds better.
Only because of the director.
It was. I mean, even if it's a director, it was still a better movie, though.
I mean, it was. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying the director really was the one that made the movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So my number 2, and I'm gonna say this honorable mention when John Cena was I think his second or third run as U.S. champion, and he did the Open Challenge when he started wrestling a lot of young stars as a U.S. champion week by week, and he elevated the U.S. title. Honorable mention to all of that wrestling entire year, because as much as I hated him, he really put a lot of people over by wrestling a lot of talent that he wouldn't have wrestled. That was pretty cool. So I'm giving an honorable mention to that. But my number 2, again, leading up to it, everything about it, that I was like, oh no, like no manches, all this and this. Is he gonna do it? Cody Rhodes versus John Cena the first time when he turned heel. But again, that I was invested on the story. So because of the story, and the match was actually good. I'm not like until fucking Travis Scott came out. Other than that, The Rock being in there about I want your soul to Cody, and then meshing it up with John Cena becoming a heel. His first promos when he talked shit on that little kid, everything leading up was amazing. And I forgot it, my bad. The WrestleMania 1 match was not as good as the one he had later on versus Cody Rhodes. I did fuck up on that. And that match was okay. It was okay. I'm like, pero in a way it fit his model where he's like, I'm gonna destroy wrestling or something like that. I forgot, like I'm gonna end wrestling. In a way, a lot of people forget this. I'm like, if you think about it, John Cena wrestling boring throughout his heel run is because he was destroying wrestling. I'm like, so technically he was gonna be boring because he's destroying wrestling. So in a way, it fit his character. But like I said, everything leading up to that, to the WrestleMania match, I'm like, I enjoyed. I enjoyed the heel turn. Probably second greatest heel turn of all time. Right behind Hollywood Hulk Hogan, right here. Even if people hate him, that was still a great fucking turn, heel turn. Like we finally got to see heel Cena, even though it wasn't the heel Cena that we wanted. And like I said, leading up to the promos, everything, it was good. Him wearing his black shirts, it was good. And then we had a little match, and I was like, okay, it was still decent. It's just for me the lead up to it that made me so memorable. And I can be biased. I can be recency biased. Maybe later on in 10 years, I'll probably drop it to like my 10th John Cena match or something. But it's just me. I'm always about the story. And that story, maybe it is too recent for me that I love it. And that's my number 2.
You're saying SummerSlam, the SummerSlam match.
No. I'm actually talking about the heel turn going into WrestleMania.
Oh, okay. So the WrestleMania match.
Yes, the match itself, the SummerSlam match is a lot better than the WrestleMania one. But the lead up to WrestleMania is what I enjoyed the most. Maybe I should have said matches, right? Not my bad. Okay, if I'm gonna go by match, the SummerSlam match is 10 times way better. It's just for me, I'm always about the story, and that story of him turning and the promos, the way that he made that kid into a meme, but the little kid on Europe, I feel bad for that kid. y cómo se llama? But yes, the match, SummerSlam match, for me, yes, that one is way better than the WrestleMania one. It's just I I hated the promos going leading up to SummerSlam, but the promos leading up to WrestleMania were better. They were just a lot. It's like
Right.
that's why I said we said it right now. I don't bury talent. I bury mediocrity. And fucking como se llama, a British guy is on the mic and shit as commentator. I'm like, damn fool, he's talking shit to you.
Directly to him, and he didn't even get a chance to wrestle him.
It's like I build empires for billionaires. He's like, and you steal money from their kids. Like that's straight up shot to AEW. I was like, fuck. A lot of their wordings were actually good. It's just that I'm like the whole run it was kind of messy, but like I said, leading up to WrestleMania, all of that was great. I just wish the SummerSlam match was a WrestleMania match because that match was better. It was Super Cena versus
Right.
Super Cody, and it was amazing. And that match, I do love it. I love it a lot more than the WrestleMania one. But I'm a story guy, so I have to go with this storyline right here. Even though the match that I'm actually talking about that I loved was the SummerSlam one.
Right. Okay. So yeah, let's continue going. Like I had mentioned, I am John Cena's biggest hater, right? So second best match, Undertaker. That squash match in which the Undertaker just finished them. I mean, it was a match we all wanted to see that was never gonna happen because Vince McMahon was never gonna put his faces of the company going up against each other. And finally, it did happen. And how did it happen? Really quick, 1, 2, 3, 5 seconds. That's how it was. I'm the biggest hater. I'm sorry, but it's another L for Cena. That's what he gets.
It's ¿cómo te puedo decir? It's funny because I don't know if you know the backstory of that. That Undertaker was not happy with what happened. That he was not happy with his. No, not the squash. Well, he wasn't happy that it was a squash. He the year prior against I think it was Roman Reigns, and no, was it? I forgot. There was a match a year prior where he wanted to call it quits. Like that was it. And then they had the crown jewel versus it was the Brothers of Destruction. Which he was horrible, and he said that he was not pleased with himself, and he was ready to call it a day. And then Vince McMahon told him, "Are you ready for WrestleMania? I'm letting you know 4 months ahead." So he said that for 4 months ahead, that he went old grimy style, that he freaking did a gym, he called everyone, and he started working out for 4 months straight, Monday through Saturday, every single day. At the same time, he was doing the Undertaker's Last Run podcast. So he's talking about it too. So he's like, I wasn't happy. And he's going back and forth. And he said that he was training hard for a 30-minute match. And that he's like, I knew that. And he kept saying it to his heart. He's like, I know that I was ready for a 30-minute match. And what's it called? When Vince told him, you're going to be there for a 1-minute squash or like a 30-second, he said that he was really pissed off. Like, then what was the fucking point of calling me? And, right. But he literally trained for 30 minutes.
He took it serious like it was not be. Right? Yeah.
And do I wish we could have gotten a better one? Super Cena versus WrestleMania Taker. It could have been something special.
It could have been. I mean, obviously not what we got because again it was a squash. But I mean, beforehand, it could have been something good. Yes, I get it. Vince didn't want to do that. I get. Like he had his reasonings. He didn't want to. Whatever his reasonings were. You know. So I understand all that, but I'm like you. I'm sure it would have been something good. I mean, the fact that AJ Styles could do a cinematic movie with the Undertaker and still come out really, really good during COVID, right? And then obviously you have Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. So I'm sure Super Cena out there would not bury the Undertaker, but it would have definitely been a classic.
Yeah, and I did like the lead up to it. I mean, he was calling him out. Y como se llama, and then he doesn't have a match, and he's sitting in the audience, all fucking funny. And I was like, no mames. I'm like, they're going deep with this shit. And I think that was one of the reasons why como se llama, he decided to do the AJ Styles later on, because he was said that it wasn't a real match, that there was going to be segues into it.
Right.
Even in that match, I think his brother or his uncle, something like that, passed away that week that they were filming the AJ Styles match. So he said that he carried his relative's soul inside him. Y por eso se miró bien todo. And honestly, it did. The AJ Styles versus Undertaker, it felt like a fucking movie. Yeah, I'm like, could there been better acting? Of course, they're not actors. but it was really, really cinematic. I did enjoy that shit. Um, and then that's a good honorable mention. Well, that's a good top two because it does bring memories talking about all these fights. It does, even if it's a squash. Mine again, I'm about the story. I'm all about the
Right.
fucking story. My number one, no one will ever take this because I remember when I was watching Raw and everybody was pissed at fucking Cena, and then all of a sudden you hear the Brock Lesnar theme, dun, 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 and everybody's like, "Oh shit!" He saw that fucking Brock Lesnar going around the fucking ring. He's smiling at him. He gets in the ring, and then he fucking drops an FU on him. Y como se llama, and we're like, "Oh fuck!" Y era for the one after WrestleMania, which is the hardcore one. What's it called? No,
Backlash.
it wasn't Backlash. It was Extreme Rules. It was Extreme Rules, and it was after WrestleMania because that's the year that John Cena beat The Rock for the title at WrestleMania. So it was like the night after WrestleMania, and you know how the route is crowded, is rowdy and
Right.
all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when Brock came out, I'm like, it was like the crowd. Even go back to it, and you'll see como hay un pinche flexo, like when someone in the crowd, like all flexing and shit. I'm like, calm down, little nerd. And I'm like, you shouldn't flex when you're like 140 pounds. I mean, you can be 140 pounds and look like Conor McGregor, but I mean, you're a little geek, bro. Like, come on,
I
relax.
mean,
And the match itself on this one is really good. It was a hardcore match. John Cena brought his former doctor of thugonomics, like he came out in a jersey with his little locks in, with his hat, like he came in to bring it. The fight was great. The fight was amazing. The wrong guy won. I'm not trying to hate on John Cena, but he shouldn't have won. Um, but he did make Lesnar look very strong because he had to beat him with a chain. He had to attitude adjustment on the fucking step ladders, the metal ones. I don't remember if it was one or two, but like I said, the fight was great. It was amazing. I really loved that match. And the build up, again, the build up going into it, it was hype. We're like, oh shit, Brock Lesnar's back. And that's when we found out that he was only there for part time for the next 10 years because he only came out in Raw for like 4 weeks and then off he goes. And then 4 weeks and then off he goes. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, well, that's the new Lesnar. He's the boss.
what do we expect? He's a Hollywood star, He hasn't starred in any movies, but he's a Hollywood star.
And I'm like one of the build up to that is like, oh, my client Brock Lesnar, if he's gonna come back, it's Raw, it's WWE Raw with Lesnar. And so the next following week salió WWE Raw y lo abajo with Lesnar or starring Brock Lesnar. It was just that was such fun, and maybe it's more of a Brock thing than a John Cena thing, but the match itself, that it was a hardcore match, I really did love it. And again, honorable mention to Randy Orton that we didn't get to mention. I don't know if you are. Honorable mention to Edge, who I believe is his greatest rival. He stole that from Randy Orton. He stole that from Batista, from JBL. Edge, which did not get and will not get last match with Cena. Same thing with Jericho. He was another great rival. So honorable mentions to all of these guys. And I know that the ones we pick might not be your favorite matches. I don't know what William's going to choose because he's going the hater route. But I know that ones I gave you, at least the build-ups to it, they are great. Daniel Bryan match is really great. The Brock Lesnar match is great. And if you can do the promos leading up to the WrestleMania and then jump to the SummerSlam Cody match, that's a better match. That's how I'll do it from now on. But William, what is your number one hater match of John Cena? And it should be a good one, hopefully.
I mean, it's very good. It's a very unexpected. It is the biggest hating moment even to this day. Brock Lesnar's return. You just mentioned it, but this Raw at SummerSlam when it happened against Cody Rhodes win. Unexpected. Brock Lesnar come back after nobody wants Brock Lesnar here because of the allegations. Yet he beats him up. They go into WrestlePalooza, another squash match in which he just gets completely dominated. He takes him down to Suplex City. Completely outweighs him and just beats him 1, 2, 3. It doesn't get any better than that. John Cena never got a chance to get his lick back. That's it. It's done. It's done. That feud ended. Brock Lesnar came out on top, and that's it.
And it's 2-1 Lesnar, 2-1 Lesnar. Everybody,
it is.
I thought that he was gonna be his final opponent because of that squash. I'm like, he's gonna get his lick back at the end, and it looks like it's not. Um,
I'm not gonna say another what was it that I earlier what I said with the Rock what is that called, a bomb, not
honorable
a bomb,
mention.
no. I forgot the word. I'm blanking right now. A hot take.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that Gunther might get his ass beat backstage, and then here comes Brock Lesnar to face off John Cena as a final match. It could
Mm.
potentially happen, and then eventually Gunther's like, "Yo, you beat me up. Here we go, WrestleMania, Gunther versus Brock Lesnar." I'm not
Mm.
saying it might happen.
But that takes away a fight from Gunther and Cena.
It does, which and then at that point John Cena beats Brock Lesnar and The Rock comes out now I'm a beater and now The Rock beats John Cena and that's how John Cena retires. But
Uh,
no, I mean John Cena
that's
never
not
got
bad.
his
That's not
big
a
match.
bad. That is. I'm not saying that it's an out there hot take, but it's not a bad hot take. Because yeah, Brock Lesnar did that with Sami Zayn on Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn was supposed to enter Money in the Bank, and Brock Lesnar beat him up, and then it was him who won Money in the Bank. So
Right? Yeah, 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 yeah.
it's totally plausible. When you went with the squash match at WrestlePalooza, I thought you were gonna choose the other squash match. Um, so basically, I forgot when they faced off. I'm not sure if it was SummerSlam because I know that SummerSlam is Brock Lesnar's like WrestleMania. He's Mr. SummerSlam. Um, when he beat Undertaker and removed the streak, and then he was gonna face Super Cena, even though he didn't have the belt. They basically told Super Cena, "Is that hey, Austin gave me this idea of squashing you and just taking you to Suplex City." And John Cena's like, "I totally agree." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because you just defeated Undertaker. You beat the streak. So why not take Super Cena and take him to your Suplex City and totally dominate me?" That's why we thought that WrestlePalooza was gonna end that 1-on-1, right? Because John Cena had that Extreme Rules win over him, and this one had that squash match over him. And for them to do a squash match again, I was like, I don't know. I'm like, and that's why I said I thought that was gonna be his final opponent. I'm like, well, it makes sense, 2-2. And then John Cena retires on a win. That I'm like, to me, it would have been perfect. Now that it's Gunther, I'm like, shit, I think Cena is gonna retire in an L, like every legend. They retire with L's. I'm like, it's just that we know that this is his final match, and that's where you're like, it's not career versus belt, right? It's fuck. I'm like, is he gonna lose? I'm like, we know that this is your last match. So is WWE gonna pull the trigger and you're gonna lose, or are they gonna say thank you for your service? Here's the win. I was like, I don't know. So I'm like, obviously, I'm leaning more towards an L because it is a young star in Gunther.
Supposed young star, yes, yes,
Yes, if it would have
that's
been
right.
like Edge, if it would have been Cody, no, not Cody, pardon. If it would have been like Edge, Chris Jericho, Brock Lesnar, The Rock, I would say the John Cena leaves on the win. But since it's a young star and it's like the heel, like the heel of the moment, yeah,
Right.
I don't think they're gonna give you that win anymore. I'm like, you're gonna retire with 2 L's back to back.
I mean, really, they might be setting up that storyline with Gunther of the hey, I'm retiring every legend, basically. Like I started with Goldberg, I'm going with Cena, AJ Styles, your next year. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be building that story for Gunther, the way they did with the Streak and the Undertaker. And obviously we all know Gunther's Triple H is guy, as opposed to also Seth Rollins. But he's like the Triple H a lot.
Yeah, so
It is.
it all says Rollins very injury prone. It's like that's why I noticed. I'm like, I think I know why they don't give Rhea Ripley the belt because she's so injury prone, bro.
I
Like this
mean,
will
yeah,
break your fucking face every single six
all the
months.
time. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I saw comparison of back-to-back war games where Rhea comes out and both times she screams like war games, whatever, and she's wearing
yeah.
the face mask. And it's like, I mean,
Unless they
yeah,
did that on purpose, but she was injured, and that mask you can tell that it's kind of thick, so that it doesn't affect her. I don't know what it is that she fucking broke. I don't know if it's her bone or her nose. But I'm like, dude, I'm like, you're always fucking injured. Like you're always injured. Like that's why they
yeah,
took the belt out of your ass because you're always injured. I'm like, it sucked for Liv Morgan that she was gaining momentum to get the belt, and for her to fucking have that and now come back. That was a pretty cool surprise
yeah.
return.
Survivor Series, yeah, very cool. I
And
mean, one, I wasn't expecting her to come back at Survivor Series. It happened, and then obviously the turn, and then the turn again. So it's like,
that was to me when she hit Dominic, I was like, okay, why? We're gonna get our way at Raw. But then when she hugged John Cena, I'm like, wait, I'm like, am I missing something in these 20 years? I'm like, did John Cena and Liv Morgan ever talk or something? Like, were they best friends during those 20 years? And then you see her face. I'm like, oh, it's just an homage to John Cena's when
Right.
he basically hugged them. No, that was pretty cool. So I didn't mind that. And the way that this fool put over Judgment Day was pretty fucking cool. Like I said, he took the finisher from Roxana. He took that beating from Raquel. He did that for Liv Morgan. And then, of course, way Dominic ganando. I'm like, that was a cool way to put him over.
I mean,
Overall, what's up?
the guys just took an attitude adjustment, but together. But it's all right. They're used to that. They're used to just being beat
Yes.
down all
And I'm like, honestly, his career, the John Cena, it is an A+. As much as we want to hate on him, it is an A+. Like, he was the guy in the PG era, and for him to still demolish guys on promos during the PG era is really hard. Like, can you see Stone Cold being that guy on the PG era? No, I don't. Not his style. Maybe the What's when he became that character, like another beer, 2 beers, 3 beers, and everybody screaming what? Like maybe that's Stone Cold. But the badass one, I don't think so. I don't not in the PG era. And then of course we have Roman, OTC Roman, maybe or not OTC, but number one. Put your fingers up, Roman.
that.
Tribal Chief. There you go, Tribal Chief. I'm like maybe that Roman can possibly work on the PG era. I'm like The Rock. I don't even know if Final Boss fits in there. Hollywood Rock. Hell no, not the way that he was talking shit. Hollywood Rock and Final Boss is like a mesh of corporate rock and Hollywood Rock. So he's kind of mixed both heels, and that was pretty cool. But you got to give it up to John Cena that he sold a lot of fucking merch.
Yeah, I mean, as expected, you're the baby face of the company, and you're changing your attire every week so you could get more sales, and more sales and more sales.
Look, I'm gonna say this about his career. I was going through his championship brain, right? How many days and all that shit. I always said that I hated that he was always a champion, 17 times, right? Champion all the time. But when I was looking at those title rings, majority of them did not last no more than like 80 days, 110 days. That's almost like 3 months to 4 months
Right.
as him as champion, and then he would lose his belt. And there was one time when the Jey Uso thing that he only lasted champ as like 42 days, and people were complaining, oh, they didn't give him a chance. I'm like, well, John Cena has a reign that's less than that. I'm like, and I didn't even know that shit. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, he has a reign that's less than 40 days. I'm like, and that didn't stop him. It's just that when you see Jey Uso, I'm like, bro, I'm like, you can't be running this bullshit I fucking hated that at War Games when they literally stopped just for him to be fucking doing it. Yes, it was cool because of the intro to Brock Lesnar, but it was stupid, dude. I was like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. And then you're out of air and you can't fucking talk. How the fuck does this? ¿Cómo te quita aire esta madre, güey? How does this get you tired?
I mean, it's the energy he puts in. You're just doing this, no, but it's the energy he's putting, exhausting into his.
He's giving the energy.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. It's exhausting. But no, I mean, there's a reason why they made tag teams again. It's his run, his solo run just isn't it. I read online, why is it that he has better promos as a tag? And it's simple. Like the way I want to see it is simple, bro. Like if you start running out of ideas on what to say or whatever, you're out of breath. Your brother's gonna jump in and finish up the quote for you, the sentence for you. Like he's gonna finish your thoughts because you're not gonna be able to maintain it by yourself. You've proven it that you can't do it by yourself.
And then what also I honestly really believe Jimmy is the better promo guy. He's better. He's just better than
Yeah, I
Jimmy.
mean, like I obviously think Jimmy's still gonna get his solo run. I think this is setting up a heel J run. Because why are you guys putting them back together? Like I mean, there's so many things I want to add on. LA Knight, is he done with WWE? Like what just happened? Like how are you gonna put he's beefing with the Vision before War Games. He skips on War Games. We come back from War Games and he's still beefing with the Vision. Like how does that work? Next thing you know, he's now sidelined for probably the rest of his life. He's probably gonna be at AEW as Eli Drake. I don't know.
They basically from what I've been reading with theories and all that, that they didn't like that this fool got the poster. De como se llama? There was a poster that said WWE, we want LA Knight, we don't want Uso, or we don't want Jay. And this fool got the poster release. So what he said, like on his walkway to the ring, he gets the poster and he points at it,
Oh,
and
okay.
they didn't like that. And what's it called? Yes, he gets his win against over Jay, and the reason they pulled him off camera, off TV, it wasn't because he's injured or anything like that. From what I heard, they're saying that they don't have nothing for him right now for him because he's feuding with the Vision. But yeah, the Vision feuding with fucking CM Punk, so they need to focus on that. That's what they're saying. So what they're saying is like we're gonna remove all off TV so that people can relax on LA Night, and when he comes back, he gets a big pop so that we can have a storyline for him. So what they're basically saying is like we don't have ideas for you right now, even
Yeah.
though Logan Paul's right there. Fuck it, run it again. What's the Breaker? The other fucker, Bronson. Run it with him. Yeah, run it with him. Run it with him. Like, he needs matches too. Something that I said, yo te dije, I remember I told you when they come to the Vision, I told you, I don't like that Seth Rollins was the main guy because Braun Breaker's not talking and Brunson's not talking. Now that Breaker's the main guy, cool. Logan sucks at talking, but that doesn't mean that Bronson can't talk anymore.
Right.
So Bronson's still he's like a second guy, third guy, technically a third guy because of Logan Paul. I'm like, and we know that fucking Logan Paul is not gonna tag with him because he's not gonna be there full time. So if they are gonna get a third guy, I'm like, who? I'm like, are you guys gonna get a skinny guy in an Austin Theory? Like they don't need an Austin Theory. They need a fucking big guy.
I mean, I don't. I mean, it could be a skinny guy. Look at who was it? Edge and Big Show. Was it
Who knew?
Edge and Big Show? Was it?
Miz
Or was
and Big Show? It was Jerry Show, Jericho.
You know, so Jericho's not that much of a big guy, you know.
No, but you look at Breaker, you look at Bronson, you look at Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm saying Bronson is Bronson is a new Big Show, you know. So then you simply do Theory or you do Ethan Page. I don't know, something is, you know.
But Ethan Page needs to be alone. He needs to be talking on the.
I mean, Ethan Page is something else. He's, you know, I fucking love him in NXT from the little bits that I've seen.
Yeah.
You know, but God knows when he's gonna get his call up and actually start on the main roster. You know, but regardless, there's, like you mentioned right now. Yeah, there's no storyline for LA Knight. But you're really looking at it as like what, 3 versus 1, the Vision versus CM Punk. Because at this point, the Usos are out and they're now doing tag with the new
that's why, like, them removing LA Knight it didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, that's stupid. I'm like, if you guys are saying for him to get a bigger pop, cool, I get it. But fucking Bronson Reed's right there. I'm like, right now, Bronson Reed just looks like a bodyguard to Braun Breaker. That's what it looks like. He's not talking.
Yeah, basically, you know, because I mean, once CM Punk comes back, because I believe he's injured, that's why he's not showing up, because I believe he got injured at Survivor Series. But I'm sure he'll be back like next week, I think, because after the show they had, like, I had read a report where he wasn't cleared to wrestle. I don't know if it was BS or whatever, but regardless, when he comes back, it's like, all right, so you're telling me he's gonna have to beat Logan Paul, followed by Bronson Reed, and then finally the match against Breaker on January 6th or whatever, you know, which isn't that far away, because that's what it's.
And the only reason this is kind of like a big deal, like, oh, January 5th on Netflix, whatever, is because it's their 1 year anniversary at Netflix. It's already been a year since we've been in Netflix.
I know.
It's shocking. It went by quick. Yeah. It went by quick. That means that we started the year great, and then it's been dwindling down. Even with CM Punk as champion, I'm like, we haven't really got infused. I know that he just got the belt, but we haven't really got infused for him. We haven't. And I'm like, look at Stephanie Vaquer. She got the belt, and you give her Nikki Bella. I'm like really? That's her first feud?
It's creative. It's creative. That's really all we can say. Is just creative. Creative decisions.
Look at Jade Cargill. Look at Jade Cargill. Like la otra girl who's also a rookie. They give her the feud with her. I'm like, no. I'm like, give her a big star. Give her fucking Charlotte.
Like, I don't know. He's doing, you know, they're working on those tags, whatever the hell's happening there. I don't know.
It's just in a way, I feel like all these fucking old ladies should fucking just leave and leave all these new wrestling girls, the ones who wrestle, leave them. And I know they kind of second the mic, but still, like, let them fucking cook. Let them cook in the ring.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, all you gotta do is bring in Queen Queen, whatever her name was, she could run the mic for them. She could be the
Yeah,
manager for them, for the girls, for the heel
it's
girls.
like I'm waiting for Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer. I'm like, because these girls are gonna fucking shine, and I know they had their Raw fight, and I know they didn't. I don't know if it was chemistry or they were just holding back. They're like, we're not gonna give you everything right now. We're just gonna give you something, and they ain't really give us anything. I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm like, is there no chemistry or something? Because like we talked about John Cena, and you can tell when this fool had chemistry with the wrestlers, he gave you great matches. But when he didn't have chemistry, like it was like it's feuds that you don't remember.
Right.
It's like he feuded with you said it yourself, Big Show, and the only reason I remember that fucking is because of the promos, right? So because he had chemistry with
Yeah.
Big Show.
Yeah.
Because what happened again when he wrestled Edge and Big Show when he carried them, another legendary moment when he carried them both. Why? Because Edge is like 200 pounds, Big Show's like 400. That's fucking 600 pounds on your back, even though John Cena is like 300 pounds himself. So is it impressive? And like we were all supposed to carry double our weight. Yes, it's impressive. That's fucking Big Show.
I mean, it's impressive. It's impressive even end up like John Cena, where he can't walk straight. He looks like
Yeah. He had a feud with Mark Henry, even though Mark Henry didn't win that. But he's the retirement speech. Oh, it's like I did a good job.
Oh, right, yeah, right.
But he had chemistry with Henry. Again, I believe John Cena should have lost, and we blame Vince McMahon a lot because I'm pretty sure if you told John Cena lose the belts to Henry, he would have done it.
Yeah, I'm
He
sure.
would have given up the belt.
Vince McMahon obviously is a businessman and wants the money in, and the only way to keep the money in is face stays as champion.
Well, he's always gonna have that iconic entrance where all the John Cenas came out.
Yeah,
and WrestleMania lined up for him. His iconic Royal Rumble that he was injured and they were estaba programado que he wasn't gonna be back in a year, and he got healthy in 6 months.
Yeah,
came back in Royal Rumble, and from what I heard, only Vince McMahon and I forgot who else. I forgot who else knew that he was gonna be there. I think it was Triple H. No. I think it was Randy Orton, and they told him whoever comes in on 30 is gonna win the match. So they just knew somebody was coming back, but they didn't know who. And because it was still 6 months for John Cena to come back, when his song hits, you can see Triple H's face, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he's shocked. He's like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Right.
And they're saying that that's a real that he was real shocked that it was John Cena. Same thing with CM Punk on John Cena when he came back from the Chicago thing. When he beat him and he blows a kiss and leaves, and he came back 2 weeks later. He came with his new intro, the one that we know. Con eso y John Cena se cae mirando like, what the fuck's going on? Like, who's this guy? But he knew that CM Punk was going to return. He just didn't know he was going to have a new theme song. So when he came back with the new theme song, it caught him off surprise. Like, you can see John Cena's face, like, what the hell's going on? And people say CM Punk's his greatest rival because he had like 17 matches against him. I was like, no, like I have to give it to Edge. For me, it's Edge. John Cena's greatest rival is Edge.
Well, I mean, because they had more. It had CM Punk stayed during the years that he ended up leaving, and then
10 years, bro, 10 years.
No, exactly 10 years. Yeah, some of those years were to AEW, but when he had no contest for God knows how long.
No. He was gone from WWE 13 years.
Well, I mean, however long it was, had he not how had he not left, I'm sure he could have been John Cena's biggest rival. It's that simple. Because I agree with you. Edge, I think, is the one that has the better storyline, the better everything. Because I remember a lot of his storylines with John Cena. Do I remember the matches? No, I just know that they had a lot of history together.
Yes.
So I know that. I remember that. So at some point, had CM Punk not left for as long as he did, like I'm sure he could have potentially been up there because we all know, bar for bar, CM Punk and John Cena will go at it, in the ring and on the
mic. That is true. You're not wrong on that part. You're not wrong at all. Porque what I meant to say is like everybody was picturing that it was going to be Randy the future versus Cena the future. There's a reason why this has 14 titles or 15, and Cena has 17 now. So they were setting up that they were the future. Nobody expected Edge to become such a main eventer that people followed him, that he became great on the mic, using también Vicky Guerrero, using Lita. Like he became top notch. That in my eyes, I remember more of the feuds on Edge than with Randy Orton. And again, just like you, that you're a John Cena hater, I'm a Randy Orton hater. So I always find him boring. I till this day I still find Randy Orton boring because he's too safe for me. I'm like, no, bro, I want you to break your back for me. I'm paying you money. Break your back for me. And he actually did, right?
Yeah, he got fusion neck surgery, back surgery, whatever. Yeah, it was
I
gone for a
remember.
while.
What's
When
up?
he returned, and then when he returned from that surgery, it just happened to be he wasn't the main guy returning; it was CM Punk returning. So
Yes.
he didn't even get his pop.
Y cómo se llama? So you start looking at the past, and yes, maybe people will say, no, it's always been Randy Orton. In my eyes, it was Edge. There's people that might say it's CM Punk because of those matches. Even some people said that he had better chemistry with Batista and John Cena when he had those
Right.
two matches with him. A lot of people like the JBL one, but I don't think JBL, even though he was like the longest reigning champion, I don't know. I don't remember their matches a lot, other than cuando it was the I Quit match. And all of a sudden, JBL was like, I quit, I quit, I quit.
I remember him saying, "I quit." I don't remember the match, but I remember him saying,
Exactly.
"I quit."
¿Cómo se llama? Again, the Lesnar feud. And the Lesnar, for me, his greatest rival is Roman Reigns. But that's because of those 10 years, right? Cena becomes
I
a
mean,
part timer.
yeah, they main evented what fucking 10 WrestleManias back to back to back to back to back.
I think it was like three of them. Three of them.
No, I think it was like 4. Honestly, 4 or 5. I want to say. I mean, I could be wrong, but since I came back to watching WWE, and this was back in 21, I think. I know he main evented 21, 22, 23, and all against Roman. You know, at the same time, I might be confusing some dates at SummerSlam where it was Brock Lesnar versus Roman, and
No,
the
I think at WrestleMania, I think they only main evented 2 of them. It was 1-on-1, and that's when Brock Lesnar won, and then it was 1-on-1 again, and everybody still hated Roman Reigns, and that's when Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank, so it became a triple threat. So that was the second one. At the other ones, I think he has 2 more in SummerSlam.
Yeah,
but that's their greatest rival. That they are. If people might say Seth Rollins, I'm like, no, for me it's Lesnar. Lesnar is Roman's greatest rival. That's why at War Games it was them looking at each other, even though Seth Rollins wasn't there. But Seth Rollins, I'm sorry to say, but I don't think he has a rival. I don't. Maybe you can say it's Roman for Seth, but for Roman, it's Brock.
yeah. I mean, I think it goes both ways. For Brock, it's Roman. For Roman, it's Brock. I think it's kind of like, Red Sox and Yankees, like they are, but then
Exactly.
or Giants and
Like,
Dodgers.
it's like for us.
Padres. No, he's my rival. No. The rivalry is Dodgers and Giants. Padres are just the third.
See. So like for us, our rival is Dodgers, but for Dodgers is Giants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Padres, no one cares about them, right? So that would be like Dean Ambrose. No one cares about you no more. Like, even though we want you back, but no one cares. You're the Padres. Seth Rollins would be the Angels. ¿Cómo se llama? Roman would be Dodgers, and Brock Lesnar's Giants. Así sería el ese. Y cómo se llama? But for John Cena, for me it's Edge. And he had a lot of great rivalries. He had great matches with AJ Styles, which we didn't mention, but both of his matches were great. And probably the best John Cena matches of all time. I saw them. I liked them. It's just like I said again, I'm a promo guy. And if the promos are good, and I'm sorry, AJ Styles, you suck at promos, bro. Dirty Tom is better, and he's younger.
I mean, Dirty Dom is just something else. That's all.
Okay, Gunther is better. Gunther is better than AJ.
Yeah, I mean,
AJ has always sucked, bro. He's always sucked.
No, I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like Gunther. Sure, I guess he's better. His promos bore me, but I think that's just his accent.
You don't think his promos are good? I think their promos are good.
I mean, I guess I just dislike. I think I just get bored with his accent. I get bored with his heavy style of wrestling. That's what kills it for me. It's like very slow, and you know what I mean. It's I can't do slow. I need fast pace to enjoy the match.
If you think about it, everybody talks about Eddie, like especially Latinos. That's our favorite wrestler, or Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio sucked in the mic. Let's be honest, he sucked in the mic. I wish we could have gotten the Cholo Rey Mysterio because he was good in the mic, right? Eddie, the only reason we liked Eddie a lot because of his chemistry with the people. But his mics were not that great. His promos were not that great either. Dirty Dom is really good in the mic, but he's fucking sucks in the ring. Like, honestly, for me, he's boring. Like, bro, you can't, like, your lucha is boring. Y
That's the Lucha King, bro. You can't talk about him like that. He's the best Mister. No, but no, I agree. His mic work is solid as hell.
yeah.
It is. He gets the people in. He. I mean, even when it's not actual mic and he's in ring wrestling and fans are screaming at him, "Se regresa," he'll be like,
And this is what I love, that Dirty Dom is almost like ¿quién era? He's almost like Chris Jericho. He's like Eddie Guerrero. When John Cena was a bad guy, he knows how to work the crowd. Like if the crowds are booing him, he knows how to play with them.
right.
Just like The Rock, he knows how to fight. Like he knows what the crowd wants, and he knows how to spice them up. That's something that I'm like, yeah. It's just that when you do that lucha style, you're very boring, bro. Like you are very boring for lucha style. I'm like, you're trying to do things that your dad and Eddie Guerrero and all these lucha libre guys will do. It's just that you're lethargic. You're like you wrestle lazy, and I hate that shit. I'm like, dude. I'm like, it's your style. You're trying to be lucha libre when you're not. Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I still enjoy his matches. It's just that he's very lethargic. I'm like, oh, dude, like the springboard DDT when he jumps off like a suicide dive, and he gets him off the ropes and gets him on the ground.
Right, yeah.
That shit is fucking amazing. And I'm like, does it only work because you're slow? Maybe. I'm like, maybe, because now they can catch you pretty good. I'm like, but for you to still turn, I'm like, that's amazing. I'm like, I've never seen that until he started doing it. Like Penta, in a way. Penta is great on the mic because we know Spanish. So when he has the intensity, it's cool. But when he's like, because again, accents and all that, people don't like him like that. And his ring work is really good. I do love that the Mexican Destroyer is his finisher. That's pretty fucking cool. Over the Penta driver, which is a dangerous move as well. But I was looking up what's the difference between a Canadian Destroyer and a Mexican Destroyer. I'm like, why are you guys switching the name? The Canadian Destroyer is when you're standing, and then you do the flip. The Mexican Destroyer is because you're running at them, and then you do it. Which is, they're saying that it's more dangerous because you lose momentum. And I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, I get it. Cool. And like I said, one last question for Cena Williams, since you're a hater. Top three, Mike?
Yeah, I'm not gonna take that away from him. Yeah, for sure.
Where do you put him?
3.
Who's above him?
I mean, you gotta go with Punk. You gotta go with Punk above him and The Rock. Nobody takes it away from The Rock. You know, like it's that simple. I mean, recently Drew, but depends who Drew's feuding with to be able to cut promos with. But Drew's been getting really solid at the mic.
Yeah.
But it's gotta be Cena, Punk, Rock. That order.
Okay. Y ¿cómo se llama? GOAT?
No.
Not the greatest.
I don't believe in GOATs for WWE. You're gonna be a GOAT if they want to make you a GOAT. Look at Roman Reigns. Nobody liked him, and now he's considered one of the best because people started liking him. But if McMahon was pushing him, nobody liked him. Eventually, people gave in. Gave in one with the tribal chief, and hey, I thought you didn't like him. Well, now he's considered one of the best because people started liking him. Like, no, I don't consider GOATs in WWE because it's really just what people want and what they don't want. That's simple.
All right. And then favorite John Cena moment.
Shit. I don't. I mean, that's something I don't have. I can't remember much moments from him. To try to have one.
Something recent, at least. You're like the heel turn.
His acting skills with the face, that's about it. No, I mean, no, I really don't have I can't think of anything, that would remind me of, oh, that was iconic, because I just don't have it.
Mine's a cheap one. Is his return at WrestleMania, the one where Cody won 2 years ago. When
the second one or the first one?
The first match the second match with Roman.
Okay, so the second Royal Rumble.
Yes, when everybody came out, when the final boss was active or the Rock was active, that we were supposed to get the Rock and Roman, and then Cody stepped in. Carlos Picard doing his shit, and then John Cena comes in running.
Right.
It's a favorable moment, but I think for me, like my real one it has to be the Royal Rumble when nobody was expecting it. Even me, I gotta go. Oh, what the fuck? Like you were injured.
When he was injured. Okay.
Yeah. For me, GOAT. Even though you don't believe in that term, I think the 20 years of service that he put for the company as a top dog, as a top draw, even if we didn't hate him, all the wishes that he did, all the what's it called? What's the other thing that he did? He his acting ability now as an actor. Um, and then there's something else that he did that when like I said, putting over Daniel Bryan, the U.S. title run when he wrestled all those fools, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, all them motherfuckers. And then of course his promo works, and for me, greatest of all time. Like I now I'll give you the respect. Before I kept saying The Rock, I kept saying Stone Cold, I kept saying Hulk Hogan, but I have to give you that respect that you still did your part. I'm like, are you my favorite? Hell no. I don't even think I have you in top 10 of my favorite. I don't. I'm sorry. Like I have other ones in front of you. That's just me being brutal honest. But I will give you that respect and give you GOAT status. And then for sure you're in Mount Rushmore. I mean, if I'm giving you GOAT status, you have to be in Mount Rushmore.
I mean, for you, yeah. But
he's not in Mount Rushmore for you?
I mean, if you want to base it on favorite wrestlers, because that's how I would base my Mount Rushmore.
Okay, no. Favorite wrestler is something else of Mount Rushmore.
No, I mean, Mount Rushmore. I mean, that's my point. Like, I can't have Mount Rushmore when I think of better matches from better people that I think are better than him.
Also, you're going Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a pass. Then. Are you leaving with John Cena after he has his final match, or are you gonna still ride with WWE?
I'm not watching WWE because of John Cena. If that's what you're trying to ask. I don't watch movies because of John Cena. I'm not. I'm gonna continue watching. There's still wrestlers out there. It's still gonna keep going. It's gonna continue going. I want to see
WWE is bigger than John Cena, right? WWE is bigger than. Okay.
Yeah, like people say, Salah's not bigger than Liverpool. Like, well, yeah, but so in this case, John Cena's not bigger than WWE.
All right, and then of course. It's the favorite John Cena movie.
It's between two. Either Cock Blockers.
I was gonna say that one.
Or Ricky Stenicki. It's one or the other.
And it's funny because I was gonna say Suicide Squad, but he's not really the main character, right? And then I was thinking about Bumblebee. I'm like, again, he's not the main character.
I haven't seen Bumblebee, but yeah.
You haven't seen Bumblebee? Oh, go watch it. Go watch it. It's good. It's good. Even John Cena's good in that shit. Because that's the John Cena that we started liking in movies now. But I do love the fact that he decided to do comedy over action. It's like, The Rock has the department. I'll go the comedy route. I remember I had an argument with my cuñado. I was like, "Oh, fucking watch John Cena. He's hilarious. Cock blockers." And he's like, "Oh, it's because you're used to watching him in PG, and maybe that's why you find him hilarious." I'm like, "No." I'm like, I knew that John Cena was hilarious. That's why we fucking loved him when he was a Doctor of Thugonomics. I'm like, and then he fucking ruined wrestling by being this fucking 20 years and shit, and then Fruity Pebbles and shit. But see, for me, man, right now that you mentioned Ricky Stenicki, I'm like, I have to go with Cock Blockers. It was such a different thing for us to see after 20 years of what he was at Dr. Thugonomics to what a geeky, but also remembering that he was the Dr. Thugonomics. Yeah, I have to give him that. I have to give John Cena Cock Blockers for me. I don't know.
So yeah, that's probably I mean, again, Cock Blockers are Ricky Stenicki, and then in terms of cameos, I guess I would throw in their Trainwreck. With his,
when he's like, "No, I'm Mark Wahlberg. If you hate Mark Wahlberg."
Yeah, so that is also like obviously he's not in the movie; he's just in that little scene.
Yeah,
so that part there was also taking the cake.
Technically he has a cameo on Stepdad. No.
Yes.
Daddy's Home. Daddy's Home with Mark Wahlberg
Part 2
and fucking Will Ferrell when he comes at the end.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hi, Daddy." He's like, "Hey, nice to meet you." He's like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
And then we get
well, he comes out in part 1 and part 2. That's the ending of part 1. Part 2, he's more involved in the movie.
Yes, he's more involved. Y como se llama? So there's that one. We also got him, like I said, 12 rounds. I actually liked it. Who else was in it? También he had another movie where he plays like a drug dealer. I forgot which movie it's called though, but he plays a drug dealer.
It's on
Uh,
Netflix or not, right? I think.
I don't remember. I think it came out in theaters. It was with two girls.
I mean, I haven't seen it. I keep seeing one on Netflix that shows him like him with a briefcase or whatever.
Yes, it's that one. It's that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
with the briefcase. Yes, it's him. Ricky
yeah.
Stenicki is the most recent one, and I don't know if we're ever gonna. He came out in Barbie. Don't ask me how I know that. Just know that I watched it. There's I don't think we're Peacemaker. I haven't seen his TV show, but Peacemaker and Suicide Squad was probably one of the best parts about the Suicide Squad. It was John Cena.
That I guess you're right. From that, yeah.
From that Suicide Squad.
Yes, you're right. I would have to give him that him and Idris Elba together on screen were just hilarious, and we're really working together pretty good. Yeah.
So we're coming to the end of his career. We already put it in where we think and all that. Am I gonna miss him? To be honest, no, I don't think I'm gonna miss him because it was because of him and CM Punk leaving that I left WWE. So like when CM Punk went missing, I kind of went missing. I feel like the Shield kind of saved me for a bit. Dean Ambrose, I was there for Dean Ambrose. I was there for AJ Styles and all that. But yeah, AJ came back. AJ came in after Dean Ambrose left. I mean, so no, perdón. I have my dates mixed up. But because of that, I was in and out. There, I was still rolling with Daniel Bryan, in and out. But like, I do blame a lot on John Cena's why I fucking left WWE and stopped watching, and I blame CM Punk too because he left. I mean, he left because he wasn't going to main event, right? But still,
yeah.
You're a bitch. No, I'm just lazy. But yeah, are you gonna miss him? Obviously, I don't think. I think you got the same answer.
Nah. Again, I wasn't watching for him. I wasn't watching because of him. I was, watching it just because it was free on Peacock. Now it's on ESPN. I was like,
Yeah.
but but if I stop watching, it's because of that reason. Because it's all the PLEs are on ESPN.
If next week we get a chance, we'll do the review for Avatar because that's next week. Hopefully
next weekend. But yeah,
I'm like, we'll figure out a date, and we're with people. I'm like, sorry that we haven't given you WWE reviews and all that. He has a new job. This way, he has a fucking new job. So his job, because he's in Atlanta, he's 3 hours ahead. It's really hard for us to like find us actual schedule. So when if we have to do this every other week or every other third week, we're gonna have to do it like that, and we'll just give you a bunch of bullshit about wrestling and a bunch of bullshit for movies. And I know that I'm gonna go watch Avatar. I know that he's gonna watch Avatar, so that should be fun. And if we can get you a review about it, that'll be awesome. If we can get you a review for John Cena's last match, that'll be awesome. And we'll see if his hot take kicks. I don't have any hot takes other than he's gonna pass out and then cry, and maybe Jericho comes out at the end and he's like, "Thank you, Cena, for everything," and break the walls down. I'm just I don't have any surprises of who's gonna come out. I do expect maybe for him to be in the Hall of Fame this year.
I mean, by this year, you mean right before WrestleMania?
Yeah, I mean like for WrestleMania moment, for like this WrestleMania that's coming up, I think he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. I don't know if they have like certain criterias, like how NFL you have to, right now Phillip Rivers, if he plays on Sunday, he won't be eligible until 5 years again.
But do you think he was gonna be do you think he was gonna be in the Hall of Fame though?
Yeah, he has the most passing yards. Yes, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
But he has nothing else. He doesn't even have a conference final. Oh no, actually he does, right? I think he played
with the Chargers. I think.
Yes, actually, yeah.
LT and him. That's all you need. But
I don't know, man. Huh? I mean, I don't know, man.
Because Barry Bonds isn't in it doesn't mean he can't.
That's different, man. The MLB is fucking racist as fuck, bro. I'll tell you that shit. Like,
look, all I'm saying is I don't know if WWE has specific qualifications.
Not on no, because look at Ray. He's still wrestling.
Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And Triple H told him, I was like, I think it's your time. He's like, they told him, we want to induct you into the Hall of Fame. And Rey Mysterio told him, I was like, I'm not ready to retire. And he's like, no, it's not that. It's just that You've been in the business of wrestling for like 30 years, and I think you deserve it. And the only thing that sucked is that he was feuding with Dominic. So
Yeah,
that
but yeah,
that, that
yeah,
yeah, that's the only thing that I didn't like. That Dominic, as much as I liked him, I liked it that he respected the kayfabe thing, where I'm like, it's a real, but at the same time, I'm like, I felt so disrespectful that he did that.
yeah,
Like even in kayfabe terms, cool, but in reality, I'm like, no, bro, that's your dad, that's your dad.
yeah. I mean,
Look at Paul
it's the same.
Heyman.
It's the same thing as the whole Triple A championship. Like obviously his dad couldn't really hug him because kayfabe. But
See, So, but that, at least that's during wrestling, though. That's
yeah,
during like
that is true. Yeah,
esto
yeah,
aparte. Que hizo Paul Heyman when he turned around to Cody Rhodes and he's like, if your father would be here, he would be proud of you. Like,
right.
like, so he broke character. He spoke
Yeah,
to
he
the
broke
enemy
character. Right.
nicely,
Yeah.
So, like, I've always said that there's an extent to kayfabe, and I'm pretty sure he spoke to Rey Mysterio as su papá le dijo, mira, pa, I want to do this shit. I'm like, just so that we can keep kayfabe real. And I'm pretty sure Rey's like, I get it, mijo. Go for it. I'm okay. I
Yeah.
understand. And I'm pretty sure atrás abrazaron y todo.
They hugged and
It's
all
just
that.
that for me, it was sour taste from my mouth. I
Right.
don't know. I just didn't like it. But I think John Cena is going to be in the Hall of Fame in WrestleMania this upcoming WrestleMania, and it's in Vegas. So he's going to come out and unless he's like, no, I don't have time scheduled for it.
I mean, you probably ain't wrong because you're not gonna do it in Saudi. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Let's wait till we get back to the States.
Hey, it's John Cena. You want
Yeah,
money?
exactly. Like, hey, you know what? Final match, WrestleMania Saudi. You and Rock.
I don't think he'll sell out like that though. I don't think he'll sell out like that. Well, who knows, right? Maybe they offer unos 40 millones, unos 20 million. You and
Didn't
Rock.
he say never say never? I think John Cena.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. Well, William, until I see you next time, we'll figure out a schedule. Maybe if we have to do it on Sunday mornings. I don't know if you work Sundays.
but I have church in the morning.
But then again, I was gonna say that. Then again, your Sunday morning is different to my morning, so
Well, your morning should be my afternoon, which is that when I'm free. But it's because
yeah.
maybe if you're a
What's
I'll
up?
figure something out. I know with Avatar again, my new launch of my channel coming up on and Avatar. Literally, my new launch will be with Avatar. Either I go live on TikTok and I'll be talking about it, ranting about it as I drive home, and then get home, record a video, and upload it. Because I'll be so excited about it. I mean, I've been looking forward to this movie since that year.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be the first Avatar movie that I come home and I'm gonna review it instead of letting it sink in. So it's gonna be like a more natural take on it, like Stranger Things. I saw it, I love it. I still haven't reviewed it because I'm letting it sink in, and then I'm gonna give you a late review because it's gonna be fucking late. The show came out on Thanksgiving, but I feel like because the next 4 parts is gonna be in Christmas, I have to give you this one out before I give you fucking part 2. And then part 3 comes out in New Year, so I have to give you part 2 before part 3.
Yeah, because like for me, for instance, I'm sacrificing talking about Mo Salah right now, talking about WWE. I'm like, damn, I'm missing all these events because I'm
Yeah,
waiting so hard for Avatar 3.
and it's like I keep telling everyone, I'm like the reason that I have a hard time doing my podcast, I'm like because I don't have a partner. I'm like I'd rather have a conversation than me talking to an open mic. It's really
Right.
it's really hard to stay motivated. But with you and me, like literally, we've been podcasting, talking, a conversation for an hour and 23. And I'm like, and we're still talking about it. We want to say bye and we can't say bye because we don't know when's the next time that we're going to talk again.
Yeah,
So
I mean, because
we're
again,
all out.
there's so much out there that needs to be talked about. Again, I know baseball world, the signing that just happened with the Dodgers yesterday is like, well,
Don't even get me started on that shit.
That's my point. So it's like there's so much in sports going on. Obviously, I didn't talk about the FIFA draw World Cup because I'm just like, well, because I'm holding back until my channel gets ready.
We haven't even talked about the fantasy draft.
Which one? The one you didn't get into the playoffs?
We're already almost on playoffs. I went to the Eagles game. I can't even talk about that. Because I'm like, I have a schedule so set up that I'm like, okay, I gotta get this shit done, and it's really hard. I'm like, I have 2 jobs, so it's kind of hard to juggle and shit.
Yeah.
But we have to get it done. You're gonna launch a new channel. Well, hopefully you'll have it ready so that we can change that little at Halos talk, and I don't know what's it gonna be called because we still don't know. So we'll figure it out though.
Yeah, I'll be ready that day.
Yeah, but as of now, William, you have yourself a good night.
You too. Peace out.
Yeah. Saturday night main event this Saturday. Don't miss out. What can I say? No hot takes for me. You heard his hot takes. Me, I watch it. I watch it. If I don't, I don't. I won't be missing John Cena, but those were my top 3 favorite moments of John Cena's career. But remember, I'm always about the promo, and I'm sorry if it wasn't the matches. But I gave you 2 good matches. And then the SummerSlam, even though it was recency bias, I was talking about the lead up to it, and I wish the SummerSlam match could have been the WrestleMania match. But other than that, are you guys gonna miss John Cena? Are you living with John Cena? Is he the GOAT? What's your favorite movie? Tell me about it. Do like, do comment, do subscribe. But for now, have yourself a good night, good morning, and a good evening.